a martini production.
Chatter, that matters.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
I find the bad guys are often interesting. Since Darth Vader, I guess I've still exploring that energy in myself.
I am your father. I tied my own shoes once. It is an overrated experience.
All over the world, people respond to coming to America. Oh, you're the king, chauffeur. It's not the grand, complicated work that gets the attention. It's the simple work, and I think that's appropriate.
We shall return to Zamunda at once.
I will not leave without Lisa.
James is a brilliant man, brilliant man. I hope one day I can be respected like that man is respected in this industry.
That hairball is my son.
Nobody's sitting there saying, voiced by James Earl Jones. I think if you get the audience thinking about whose voice it is, you've made a big mistake.
Who now is your father if it is not me?
With his unmistakable baritone voice, James brought depth to all the characters he played.
The force is strong in this one.
They often ask me to say lines from Star Wars, and I know none of them. I never memorized them. I have you now, Obi-Wan.
I have you now.
James actually told us he wasn't George Lucas's only choice for the voice of Darth Vader.
He thought of Orson Welles, of course, at first, but he knew that people knew that voice very well, and that it would be distracting from the character if he got Orson. So he got me, a Mississippi boy raised in Michigan, right? So that any regionality I might have abandoned or shaken, gotten rid of. And I was a voice then that nobody knew.
I sense something, a presence I've not felt since...
Star Wars was created by the kids who saw it 10 times, Why they like Darth Vader, I don't know. My son hates it. And when he first heard it when he was 3, he just really scared him. And he couldn't understand why his father was contributing to the evil.
But Jones's voice went from menacing to kind as Mufasa in The Lion King.
One day, Simba, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
Lion King, I think, is a beautiful movie. My job was to try to evoke not only King Regal, but Father Real.
And so, we are all connected in the great circle of life.
What we achieved was a doting father with a very dopey grin on his face. The dopey grin is mine. It's only I grin like that. That's my job, to help evoke that.
Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Chatter That Matters. Monday night. Not a happy Monday. Usually we open it with a happy Monday. Tough one. Tough way to start the show tonight, but a tribute to a legend. Really, really sad day for a lot of people. Whether you were a fan of James Earl Jones as a kid, Lion King. Everyone knows him from Darth Vader, but Lion King, Mufasa, that father figure. A lot of memories there too. So rest in peace, James. Thanks for all the memories. And as a YouTuber, it's going to be my goal every year. Got to celebrate these actors and actresses that are slowly going, because these are all the memories we have. We got to celebrate the memories we have of them. But let's see who we have on the panel tonight. Bill, what's going on, Bill? Good to see you, man.
How's it going, John? Happy Monday.
Well, happy Monday, man. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was productive. I got the rest of the shelves put up and most everything put away. So
awesome.
It's now into the fun part.
Now you're setting the stuff up, eh? And making room for more stuff. Good stuff. Glad to have you. We have a fun mystery unboxing tonight. One of your long-awaited pieces. A piece you told me it's crazy because you told me the other day that it's crazy how it works. But I'm excited to open this one up. So glad you could be here. We're going to do that unboxing.
Appreciate it.
Alan, happy Monday to you. Chatter That Matters 34 already. You've been here for most of them. Appreciate you always hanging out. What's going on? How was your weekend?
Oh, thanks for having me. The weekend was good. It rained a lot again, but that's typical for this time of year in Florida. It's always raining in the afternoons. Yeah, got a lot done around the house. I finally I cracked open a J&D Superman. I just got that one in.
Oh,
So
awesome.
I set that up over the weekend. That was a lot of fun.
How was it?
I like it. I mean, you hear, art is in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
So, some people like it, some people don't. I personally like it. I think they did a good job with the likeness. It's a good looking piece. So, yeah, another one added to the shelf.
Glad to hear. I know you were expecting that one, so another one off the list. A few more down the pipeline. All right, good. Congrats, man.
Yeah, thanks.
D-Rock, happy Monday to you. How's it going, man? I'm loving the lighting there. The green and reddish, orange.
Yeah, orange. Yeah, green and orange.
Yeah.
It was a good weekend, man. I kept the kitty alive, so
okay, good. I was about to ask. Okay, good. That's going well.
Kitten's still doing good. I think he's sleeping with my wife right now in the bed. So
okay.
He's definitely content. Let's put it that way. Otherwise, it was pretty productive. I'm having to build a big chicken run for the chickens. We're gonna go on a big trip here in a couple weeks. Be gone for like 3 weeks in a row. So had to get some stuff ready for that. So just been working on that stuff and playing with my lighting and stuff, and then just printing a bunch of stuff out. So it's been pretty productive.
Usually you won't take a pause that long after you say playing with but that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that too, but I don't talk about that on the show. So.
No, but that's cool. Glad to see everything's good with the kitten, and get excited for that trip. That trip is coming around soon, so much needed R&R.
Yeah, man, I felt it today though. All the stuff we did this weekend, it's like it hit me today. Today was like my Sunday, the way I felt.
Really?
So, yeah. I had to like wake myself up to come out tonight. So we'll see.
Really? Well, we'll see how long we last.
I'm here though.
Smack yourself around a few times if needed.
Yeah. I might pull a what did he say on the last show on Friday? I might have to pinch something.
Oh
yeah.
I might pull a kin.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Don't pinch too hard, D-Rock.
Don't pinch too hard, yeah. But I know if you need to step away for anything, please don't hesitate.
Oh, I'm good.
Glad you can make it.
Yeah, thanks.
Vega, happy Monday to you. How you doing, man?
I'm good. My one appointment I had today canceled, so it's been a great Monday. Wow. It's just an extended weekend, so that was really appreciative. I didn't do shit. Mostly stared at my bank account and figured, how can I fit all this other shit I want to do in and buy statues with the play money? And it's a forever conundrum that I will probably never solve. But I'm kind of on experiencing some senioritis from work as I have a few, I guess like 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks till I go on vacation. Not for 3 weeks straight. I won't be going anywhere. I'll go gone for a week, but I'm looking forward to it. So
awesome. Good time to be off with the transition of the weather and everything into fall. Everything's cooling down. Leaves are changing colors.
Oh, I haven't had my AC on in a week. It's been nice. All the windows have been opened. And then I'm gonna travel down to Alan's part of the world and get killed by humidity. So
I was ordered to turn on the heat last night. I actually turned on the furnace.
Oh,
yeah.
What?
That's how cold it got here. Yeah.
ATL representing.
Not because of me. With me, I sleep with a fan on in the winter. I'll sleep with windows open in the winter. But because the kids with the rooms would it dropped here. The temperature dropped here fairly quickly. At night, during the day, it's okay, but at night it gets fairly cold. So yeah, I turned the flipping heat on already.
In American temperature, please.
Oh, I don't know in American. You have to.
No, go ahead. You can just go ahead and say it.
I think it was like 11 or 12 degrees.
Jeez.
Was that like 40?
53.
It's in the 50s.
53.
That's that's the lows around here right now.
Yeah. But because I'm fine with it, it's just the kiddos.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, like tonight's 11.
Yeah,
So
they're
that's
fragile
pretty-
little things.
Yeah, like it's always that transition from summer to fall. They wake up with their hands cold. I'm like, no, we got to turn the heat on like right now.
That's when you throw an extra blanket on the bed. Say, put on your pajamas, your socks.
Yeah.
Piggy's like, pretend we're camping outside. How would you keep warm?
Yep.
The problem was I set it to like 21 degrees in my temperature set, and I went to the gym or whatever. I come back, the house was an inferno. It was hotter. Somehow the thermostat changed to 23, so it was like a hot summer day in here. And I'm like, oh, just to cool off the house again was first world problems, right? Anyways, Vega, glad you could stop by, man. And I like the lighting matching the shirt and stuff. That's cool. It's good.
It's all a master plan.
It's rocking. You're rocking it. You're rocking it. Jerry, what's going on, man? Happy Monday. We missed you, brother.
Happy Monday. Yeah, you guys had a good show though. I don't know about. I won't be pinching my nuts, but
I have nuts to be able to pinch them.
Wow.
Oh my.
Wow. Here we go again.
A lot
low bearing fruit there.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. He could keep eating whatever he's eating. But yeah, busy weekend. A lot of things hitting at once, but yeah, kind of just roll with it.
For sure. Glad you can make it. Kick back, relax a bit. I know your weekends are usually worse than the weekdays, but I'm glad you could stop by.
Yeah.
Lastly, Piggy, how you doing, man? Welcome. Happy Monday.
Man, happy Monday. Happy to be here. This has not been one of my more chill Mondays by a long shot. Very irritable Monday. So happy to be here amongst you guys. RIP to James Earl Jones. He was equally known in the hood from back in the day as not just Darth Vader or Mufasa, but there's like a hood classic called Claudine with Diane Carroll, and he was like the dad in that movie. Like that is one of the first hood classic. So there are people who never watched Star Wars or Lion King that are in deep mourning right now. And outside of that, the weekend was okay. I got a chance to check out Beetlejuice. So.
Oh, nice. How was actually? Before I ask you, how was that? The movie? Was it a show you just said or a movie?
It was a movie. It was called Claudine.
Is that the one where that famous scene where he's a father and he's speaking to the son saying, "I don't have to. You think I have to?"
No.
That's
not
okay.
that
Okay.
one. It's not that one. Yeah.
Because that's a famous thing. Okay. How was Beetlejuice?
It was actually really good. Of course, for me, sequels never measure up to the classics except for maybe Alien. But it was decent. It was way better than I expected. I actually enjoyed it. It just seems like all the plots wrapped up really fast. Like by the time you kind of dive into the plot, they were wrapping up one story. I guess that's a good thing. So I'm not going to complain. It just seemed a little rushed. So I hope when it gets like 4K or Steelbook, that maybe it's like number. That's the worst thing I can say about a movie is that it felt like a lot of it ended too fast. Then
like rushed.
I'll say it was pretty decent.
Okay, good. Good to hear you wanted more. Sometimes it's not fast enough, so that's good.
Yes, sir.
Nice to see Michael Keaton taking these roles back from the day.
Absolutely.
89 Batman with Flash, Beetlejuice.
His Beetlejuice, he was like right back in it, exactly the same. Like he hadn't skipped a beat. Like they're looked the same, sounded the same. Yeah,
it was almost like later that same day. Yeah,
yeah. It was like they had footage from back. I mean, it wasn't any different. Just that you see him more in this movie than in the other movie. They use him a lot more in this one.
He's probably one of my favorite living actors right now.
Yeah,
always has been. Maybe we'll see a Jack Frost too for all the '90s kids out there.
Come on, man. What about Multiplicities?
Multiplicity. Oh yeah, or Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom. Yeah, he's
definitely don't need a Jack Frost.
All right, cool. Let's see who's in the chat with us this Monday evening. We got Theodore stopping by. Great to see you, Theodore. Cypher, happy Monday to you, man. We got Random Korean. Great to see you. We got D stopping by. Evening, guys. Bats in the Belfry as well. Jojo, happy Monday to you. Sad day. The loss of a great man brought us so much entertainment. 100% Jojo. An icon. Who else we have? We got Snoke stopping by. Good to see you, Snoke. Santino. Mitchell, may the force be with you. May the force be with James Earl. Yep.
Yeah, I think the first movie I saw him in was The Great White Hope, where he played Jack Johnson, which was like the biggest heavyweight boxer of like the early 1900s.
Yeah.
And he was really good in that too. But much younger, James Earl Jones.
Yep.
Mitchell, what's going on, Mitchell? Good to see you. We got
And
skills.
Conan.
Skills here as well.
Love
Yeah,
Conan.
Tulsa. Yeah.
He's awesome in Conan.
Oh
Cypher.
yeah.
Happy Monday, guys.
He say he's like, I am your. He's basically doing another father figure in that one, because he tells Conan like, I made you. Right at the end.
When he turns into the snake.
For me, it was
Yeah.
Mufasa. Lion King.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
And
even
then
think I
you get into
realized he
Vader.
was Mufasa.
Yeah, you
Like at
yeah.
some point I did, but I forgot about it until, of course, everything started coming up today. I was like, damn. I don't connect him with Mufasa because obviously, you know, it's Vader, mostly within this community. So
I'm glad he lived to, even though I couldn't stand that sequel to Coming to America, I'm glad he got to reprise his role before he passed.
That first one was amazing, man.
Yeah.
The barbershops.
It was next
The barbershops. I mean, that movie is so quotable.
Yeah.
It's like Tombstone quotable. It has so many quotes.
Let
that
your
people
soul
remember
glow,
from
man.
it. Let your soul glow. Was it? Oh, it was God, that would they play like 4 characters each in that
Yep.
movie?
Yep.
Yeah, it was crazy.
movies that just wouldn't be made today.
What's going on, Godlike? I'm gonna assume that's Jimmy. What's going on, Jimmy?
He said they got the Big Mac, we got the Big Mick. They both come two all beef patties, special sauce.
Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate. Sexual chocolate. What was his real name? Because it was so funny.
Oh,
But the most important thing is to not let it the memory and everything die. Like, I don't think it's such an iconic character. Look at how many years he's been Vader. Let's just use Vader as an example. Look how many years he's been prominent in our hobby as a character. You don't go anywhere. You go to Disney Land or World, whatever you guys have over there. You hear Vader's voice, or like, it's iconic. It's embedded into pop culture.
This is America. We have both Disneyland and Disney World.
I don't know what the difference is, though. It's confusing. I don't know.
Disney World is in Orlando. That's where I'll be going in a few weeks. Well, I'm going to Universal, and then Disneyland is in Cali.
I think that's
and they have some different park. There's some park differences.
I believe Disney World's a lot bigger.
Bigger?
Yeah.
Okay. Just something I'm saying. What's going on, man? Happy Monday.
Oh yeah,
He was
that's
also in
right.
Sandlot.
Yeah. He was the guy who won the dog, right?
Yeah.
The big dog, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I forgot about it. Yeah, the Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's
I've got
going on,
so I got
Alex.
some.
Good to see you, Alex. Happy Monday.
So I'm looking at Vegas shelves here, and I see there's a space beside Sabretooth and a space beside Professor X. I can't see any other because he's in the way. His big ass head's in the way.
There's more.
Yeah, his big ass heads.
That was for Jerry. He told me to say that, but I'm just wondering, do you
Yeah,
already?
there's more.
Because you
There's
kind of
more.
map your stuff out pretty good. So what specific pieces do you have the room for?
Well, so I yes, I map my stuff out well in advance. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Digitally, I have it all mapped out. I'm looking at my thing right now. And so when I am interested in a piece, I try to I'm very particular about how I want things placed. So on these shelves, I have space for 3 and sometimes 4 pieces, depending on makeup and size, so that it doesn't feel too crowded.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have space right now for about 7 to 8 statues, and 1, 2, 3 are already accounted for. They're technically all accounted for, but in terms of money I've put towards, I have Sinister. Nope, I take that back. 4. I have money on a Sinister, Angel, Magneto, and Beast. So, and then I have room for more. I'm thinking about Bishop. I'm thinking about a Cable. I'm thinking about an Emma. But yeah, I go ahead and I just leave the spaces there because I don't like moving these statues around a lot. I think I've said it before. I've absolutely broken shit doing just the smallest move sometimes. So I don't want to have them all in one place and then I'm going to shift them all when new things come in. So I like to try and have things in their final resting place, as permanent as that can be.
That's until you go 1/3, right? Which is happening soon, apparently.
As soon as Steve goes 1/4.
Hey, that's like Bill.
Yes, sir.
Actually, before we get started, Alex is saying you don't like XM Colossus? Vega?
Yeah, no, I like it. I don't like it more than I like that one. I like them kind of equally. So once I like the art and the representation equally, then it just goes to money, really.
Random says Hope Vega waiting for a newer definitive Magic as well.
Oh, that's definitive. No, that XM's is definitive. I don't need anything else, even if she's slightly overscaled. Don't need anything. Good enough for me.
I guess we can kick it off with the unboxing. The moment of truth. Have you looked at it at all?
No.
Bill? Oh no, this is okay. Okay, let's do it.
At all. Like it's still sealed. I still need to cut open the box and everything.
I still love Bill's artwork. Like every time I see that wall.
Everything's looking great. Look at some Sideshow love. Fragile.
Old ass box.
Straight from the Great
Red
White
label.
North.
Oh shit.
That's why you put fragile everything. So far so good. We'll see.
Must be French.
Fragile. It's Italian. It's French. Funny.
Italian.
I get it.
Is that a very tall stack of pops on the corner of that wall?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
My mom and I collected pops together. So.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Mom is a part of the community.
That, yeah. The displays are looking great too.
Hey, Bill, is that the PCS?
Yes.
Lady Death? You know, Lady Death in the back there?
Yes, it is.
How do you like it?
Shake it, Bill. Shake it.
Damn, I wish it was one of them new boxes.
Yeah.
Is that Lady Death from Pop Culture Shock before the Switch?
I'm pretty sure it's after.
After? Okay.
But we were talking about that the other night. I don't know for sure. I think maybe it was in development before. I don't know.
Wow.
So
This is Shock T.
Congrats, Bill.
Appreciate it, man.
Shock you to me, baby.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
This is and the exclusive, not just and exclusive.
And yeah, these are hard to come by.
Very tough to find.
So who is she?
Star Wars.
I got that part. Thank you. I was waiting for the character
Is this
background.
This is Old Republic, isn't it? Old Republic.
This is a
no. This is like between the trilogies.
Okay, got it.
I mean, she looks.
It's from a video game, and here's some scenes from the video game.
Oh, it's from a video game. Okay.
Oh, she's cool.
It does look like sunburnt Ahsoka. I'll give you that, Jerry. I assume same race as whatever Ahsoka is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is a nice piece, man.
Look at that Jim Lee Superman up there. I like that in your background. Bill.
Oh yeah.
I wish somebody would do a big version of that.
Oh yeah, they made that in like quarter or third.
Yeah, no.
That's like if the house was burning down, that's probably the piece I would grab.
What's going on, Noel Ram? Good to see you, man. Happy Monday.
You won't hurt your arm carrying it, so that's good.
Well, yeah, I need to pick a smaller piece for that because my problem is I don't think I could grab the one I need to pick. I don't think I can carry it in one piece.
Snoke spoiled it. Thanks, buddy. General Grievous killed her. All right.
Oh, damn it! Now I don't have any reason to play this entire video game.
I just bought the game and yeah. What's going on, Stanley? Look at that face.
Oh my gosh.
Like a kid on Christmas.
Man.
An American Christmas.
Okay.
Full of greed and capitalism.
Take your time and enjoy every second of this.
So I'm gonna put, let's see.
So this
All right,
came
now
with
you're
regular.
taking too much time. Rush it. Let's go.
Well, here, while he's doing that, this came with. This was a regular and an ES. Regular and an exclusive. The exclusive, which he picked up, comes with her holding the lightsaber in the left hand. So that's cool.
So does she have two lightsabers, or does the regular one?
She has the regular one with ignited, and then the other one's just closed.
Oh, okay.
Just a hilt. And then a huge shout out to the artists at the time that worked on this was Mark Newman on the sculpt, as well as Justin McMillan, and then Ian McDonald on design, Kat Cepene on paint, and Amy Carpenter worked on the costume. This is one of those pieces of sideshow history, as I like to say. It's a classic.
This one made it onto the auction, right? Wasn't it a pair? A pair of
Yeah,
this, another...
no. Yeah, it was Talon and her,
yeah.
Darth Talon. Yeah. He actually won it too, which is crazy.
No, we know
why.
why.
Damn, wait, this shit's gonna come to real life? Let me start looking
Yeah.
around, making space, because I bought a lot of shit.
Thanks, brother. Same to you, man. Slifer has this too. He has this set up in his display. You got a spot for her already?
I do.
Okay, good. He did say sunburnt Ahsoka though, and that's never gonna leave my mind. So thanks, buddy.
That's how it happens.
I think she looks better than Ahsoka personally, but that's just me.
Well, we know John's into the red ladies.
Well, like I'm Canadian, right? You gotta love the red.
Jeez.
Alex says, if anyone's looking for a shock tea, a guy here in Canada is selling cheap. Not anymore. He's not, Alex. Yes, sir, Stanley. You're on Chatter That Matters right now, buddy. We're chattering, and it's mattering.
That should be in the intro from now on.
Agreed.
We're chattering and it's mattering.
We're just not yapping.
So that's the regular.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
So here's my question with these characters, and I don't know if you know this or anything, or if it's like there's a lore or anything, but is it face paint or is that the color of her skin with the white and offsetting the red? Is that something she wears, or is it just her race has different looks?
That race, they do kind of just have different designs,
right?
That they're born with.
Gotcha.
Same thing with this. All of that is just natural in her.
Okay.
I'll tell you what else is natural there.
What is it, John? He shut up. He didn't continue. Bill, important question for Ken. I know he's not here, but if he catches it on the replay, are there nipples?
Oh my gosh!
I don't see any.
No.
She's clothed, man. She's clothed.
No.
Mitchell, can you imagine Hot Toys doing this? Yeah, but I wouldn't want full silicone. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it'll rip in a couple weeks.
Exactly. Vega calls John's bluff. Yeah, he's not wrong.
I like looking around Bill's room because he has like enough pieces that I'm like trying to discover what I can see and pick out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got a variety of a lot of stuff.
I know.
Just tell us before you press the button to light her up. This is the moment of truth.
Ready?
This is when Sideshow had cojones and lit up sabers. Go. Hell yeah.
Oh, that looks great.
Vega disapproves. He hates light ups.
No, you gotta.
No, it makes sense for lightsabers. I'll shut up for this one.
Noel Ram's asking what's the exclusive feature? Bill's pulling that out right now.
Here's the exclusive.
There you go.
That's the one Vega likes.
Yeah. Much less electricity flowing through that.
I think so, Alex. I think it's the same one. Oh man, that's awesome. It's friction fit, right? No magnet. It has the key.
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
it's just a key.
Yeah, that's how it was. Right?
So you kind of have to wiggle it on.
That's how the mythos worked. The mall back in the day.
That is awesome.
Bill,
man.
is that Saber batteries or a plug-in?
It's a plug-in.
Wow. See, they did it right back then.
Yeah, can you like? Of course, most definitely they did. You're right.
Why did we have to
right.
go through the battery bumpiness?
Yeah, exactly. And even some of the statues they did was both. They give you the battery and the AC adapter.
Oh yeah, this is a nice statue.
Well,
yeah, perfect. Perfect. What you doing? What you doing?
That saber lights up beautifully.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a dope.
Oh, congrats,
I'll give Star Wars people credit. They their characters have some neat designs.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck is that?
What is it?
Oh, it's just like a piece of dust or something.
Okay.
This piece holds up, man.
Oh, for its.
I mean, there's a little bit of mixed media, but.
Yeah.
All right, Bill. Are you reading those books, Bill?
Yes.
Awesome.
So, Bill, how excited are you?
Like a 10.
A 10?
It's like Christmas. It's Christmas morning, man.
Awesome.
Oh, he's
really
a 10. Make sure that camera don't look too low, Bill.
That was really good. That was good.
Hey, Bill, what about Darth Talon?
she's on the list as well.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
they would go really well together.
That's gonna be a while.
Alex is saying you should get Sideshow Slave Leia. Did they do it? Sideshow did a Slave Leia? I don't remember them doing it. I know a custom company.
Gentle Giant did one.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's referring to.
Huh.
I had the Kotobukiya one. That one's like Kotobukiya.
I know. That's just a little thing we do here when someone says Kotobukiya.
It's like 170.
Bill, do you have those J. Scott Campbell Spider-Man behind you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Okay, I saw the one on the couch. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh wow, they did do a slave.
They did do one. Let's take a
look.
look.
Super old. Actually, I don't see a year. I just look at the statue. You can tell it's old, but
let's take it.
Last one I wanted to get Stacy.
I remember this one. Yeah, a long time ago.
Is the second shelf also?
Oh wow.
J. Scott, or is that different artist?
This is J. Scott.
Yeah.
And that black hat is J. Scott.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Also,
I also have Danger Girl, Tinkerbell,
Yeah,
and Alice in Wonderland.
Bill, you have Mary Jane comic cat. You rock, man.
Oh yeah,
you rock. That's where it's at.
Heck yeah, man.
Good taste. That's my
Appreciate
baby.
it.
That one too. Yeah. Awesome. Huge congrats. Happy for you.
Thank
yeah,
you, man.
congrats, Bill.
And a huge shout out to John for sending it my way. For showing
fucking
me that.
enablers. Oh goodness.
Yeah. There's a little bit of enabling. I was nervous, but I'm glad everything worked out.
Oh yeah.
You can't say around someone. You can't say around us collectors. Oh, this is a piece I really want. I want to look for it. So it worked out. Luckily, it worked out. But
that is very fair.
This was the Leia, Sideshow Leia, or her cousin. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, for as old as it is, I can tell who it's supposed to be.
Of course, this is a premium format. Do you know what this was? $274 when it released. Imagine that.
Wow.
Looking a little manly, but
somebody was selling it on eBay for $1,700.
Wow.
1,700, yeah.
Yep.
Well,
That's
you
the
won't.
norm for all of these
You'll never
old
see
Star
it.
pieces, yeah.
Especially a Slave Leia.
I would get the Gentle Giant one hands down though.
Would you?
Over this one? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Gentle Giant. I think they did like the whole Gaia. Didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't feel like anyone brings up Gentle Giant a lot these days in terms of like recent stuff.
Have they been
we talked
releasing?
about a couple weeks ago, didn't we? Like their busts.
Yeah,
There has to
A little bit, yeah, a little bit about the busts.
I have their Thrawn over there. That's why I'm debating about it if I even need that premium format.
Oh.
Because it's the exact same. Like right over there. Ooh. Fuck it.
All right, cool. Well, Bill, huge congrats. Glad it worked out. Glad it arrived safely.
Congrats.
And can't wait to see some up close photos of that, man.
Up close, please.
Up close and personal.
Just for Ken.
Of the portrait.
Just for Ken. Yeah, make sure you get that up close.
Yep. So kind of let's talk a little bit about some stuff. Kind of where I want to take. So let's start off with the auction. I know we've been, having some fun with the auctions throughout the last couple of weeks. What I'm going to be doing is tomorrow by 10 a.m. I'm going to put out a video because I know I was kind of on the fence of how we were going to roll this out so that we can show off the collections that everyone's built and award a winner. So I'm going to make a video going through what everyone's won. I think this is the easiest way, and link the video to the Facebook group and to the YouTube page and so forth, so that anyone who doesn't have social media can get their vote in. and we'll leave it open for a week. We'll put up a poll in the groups, and again, the top 4 will come over to YouTube, and we'll do it next Tuesday. We'll leave it open for a full week, as opposed to like photoshopping all the pieces into one square, which I think is just going to be ridiculously tedious. And then people having to go through the different pages, so you can just watch the video. I'll read them out and place your vote, and then we'll wrap it up and see who wins. In regards to the show, the chatter that matters, I kind of want to spice things up a little bit. I wanted to kind of change it up. I think we have awesome guys hanging out on the panel. Tons of people welcome to join. We kind of set up this show with the mindset of it being like a sandbox style, where I literally just want to turn on the computer and go live. And whatever comes up, whatever we talk about, comes up. Whoever wants to be on the panel comes up with some stuff throughout the week that comes across their table, ideas, topics, whatever. And people in the chat and the community, the Facebook group, I really want to pull from there and kind of get voices from there as well, as opposed to just having like a pre-scripted show. And I just want it to be like a sandbox. If we have nothing to talk about, it's a 10-minute show. We do an intro. Hey, everyone's week was good. Okay, bye. If it comes down to that, it comes down to that. Each week will change, but I think that's kind of the direction we're going to go, if everyone's cool with that. I really want to get guys from the community, the Facebook groups, to come out and discuss. And, you know, we've been having some really good interactions in there. I actually have a topic that was put in there today, and we have one in the chat as well right now that we'll get into. And so did Vega. Vega put up a really cool idea last week that I think is going to get some traction, because I really like it. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Let's kick it off with the first one that I had today. I'm going to save Cypher. I see your topic. We're going to do that right next. But the first one's going to be, let me pull it up here. The Facebook group. Dwayne left this topic, and he'd like to discuss it. We touched a little bit about it on Club, but he wants to talk about it. He wants us to talk about it today and get our opinions. Everyone in the chat, give your opinion as well. Can we talk about Tweeterhead constantly doing variants and now last-minute scale announcements? What do you guys think about that?
Is that scale announcement, though, Tweeterhead's decision or Sideshow's decision?
I believe it's Sideshow has to approve it, is my understanding.
Yeah, so it feels like it's kind of like not just Tweeterhead on that one. Definitely Sideshow had some weigh in on that for sure. At least 50%, I would say.
Yeah, I think that was circumstantial for the time. I believe that if Sideshow allowed it, they would have released that Batman in both scales back when, since they have already done it for other pieces. And I really do believe that the poor sales that Sideshow experienced from their recent Batman, like at that point, there's unless they have another Batman right in the closet, which they probably have plenty. Now there's no threat to it, right? There's no harm,
right?
And I assume they'll still get some form of distribution fee through their website, so they'll still get some money from it.
I feel like it was mutually beneficial because Tweeterhead, I think, has been having slower sales too, so it felt like a win-win when they were both coming to the table about it. I bet.
Yep, and I think that what you just stated in terms of Tweeterhead's issues, it plays right into all of the variants as well.
Yep. Agreed.
I think Tweeterhead is a very small company. Whoever the owner guy is, I can't remember his name, but he acknowledges it. Chad, right? He acknowledges it's a small company, and this small company has seen. I mean, we've seen declines of sales across the board. So you think about how, when you have a large company and you have a decline in sales, it's easier to weather because you're still selling so much quantity. But for something like Tweeterhead, you just think about any form of small business, mom and pop, whatever. Any decline in sales is much more impactful because they're not selling as much overall. So 5% of this versus 5% of this. So I think that the variant is that safe moneymaker, as annoying as it is. You have statues that are selling well. Not all their statues do, but I mean, you think about their freaking Masters of the Universe line. Like people praise it. And the Skeletor in particular was a really strong piece for them, right, Piggy? Damn right. So when you have that, like, and you need, I mean, honestly, sometimes I wonder. I don't have any real business acumen. I don't know Tweeterhead at all, but I just think like maybe they need these to stay afloat for this time. I don't like it. Yes, I still disagree with the practice of throwing variants out every which way at random times, but I do wonder about the financial benefit that they're experiencing and how much they might actually need it.
Well, I mean, they're riding the Master of the Universe wave as long as it'll possibly carry, for sure, for probably those reasons too. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't come out with every character ever showed up on the show as long as they sell, obviously. So that one's like keeping them afloat. I mean, I don't know if it's keeping them afloat, but it's doing a really good job of helping them keep their numbers up to whatever level they're staying up at. I also have like personal experience with what you're talking about as far as small business, and I had the same thing happen to me, and I actually closed a small business for that exact reason. And it's actually worse than what you said. It breaks down more like not 5% of this business and 5% of that. It's their 5% lower sales is the same number of sales for me, but since I'm so much smaller, it ends up being 25%. You see, so it's actually worse than that. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt that if their companies, scaled down way smaller than something like obviously Sideshow or some of the other companies, that they're way more affected. I mean, I've got busts with them ordered, and I'm just thinking like that should be an easy thing to get out, but it seems like they're taking a really long time to get that stuff going too. So
yeah, for Dwayne, he's waiting on his Gill Man still, right?
Yeah.
And they've come out and really addressed it, right? That they're experiencing some issues.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, cause like Gilman though would be a much more complicated paint job than say my Superman or Batman bust, because those are much more simplified. It's kind of like this Batman statue they just released as far as paint job. It's much more simplified paint work. So you'd think those would be able to get out faster just because the process is faster as far as not a whole lot of intricate paint, because it's flatter. There's not as much texture. They don't have to do as much airbrushing for, definition and things like that. I don't know. It seems that way. I'm not saying it is. I'm not an insider in the industry. Don't take my word for it. I'm just saying. And I did realize this week that the only reason I don't like the Batman in quarter that they released is because I want it in blue and gray. I actually like it, but I need the blue and gray. So then I'm actually asking for a variant. So that puts me in the wheelhouse of people who are making a bigger problem. Because if they do that, I'll probably buy the blue and gray. I just don't want black and gray.
D-Rock and I must be on the same wavelength, because that's where I'm at with that one.
Yeah, man, I wanted the blue and gray 6, but it's too small. I just don't want a 6. And then now this come out, I'm like, oh wait, what if they do the blue and gray in quarter? I like the pose. I like the sculpt. I like that it's not overly proportioned. I like that it's not overly muscled. It feels more like 80s Batman. Some of the artists from that period in time and 70s, like it gives me those vibes. I don't know. I like it. It comes with both a tall and a short ear, so you can pick your poison. So
barely taller.
Barely. Yeah, but it's the right tallness for that era, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Crazy though, that Sideshow went that route too.
Yeah. If you're not looking for Kelly Jones tall, I'm not looking for 2.5 feet tall ears. I'm just looking for Neil Adams, tall ears. That's the difference. Big difference between those two. So,
I don't mind. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm done. Good.
You were talking about variants. I don't mind variants if you just tell me, like, you don't have to release them at the same time, but just announce them at the same time. Exactly. Like, I think Sideshow did a really good job last year when they had the Dirty Feet Poison Ivy, and they said you're getting a green one, you're getting a pale skin one, like back to back. It didn't matter if they were going the same day. At least you knew. Because, and I understand why maybe smaller companies have different logistics, and for a business standpoint, maybe you want to capitalize off of 2 different releases. but you'll lose me as a customer if I go to buy the black suit Batman because that's the only Batman that I know of. And as soon as I finish my payments or whatever, oh, here's the blue suit variant. Well, I would have got the blue suit one to begin with. Now I gotta, it's
exactly.
It's annoying. It's very annoying. I don't think it's
I think that came up with the bust when that bust was coming out, because people were asking, is it going to be made in blue and gray? Because I would rather have the blue and gray than the black and gray. But he said it kind of depended on how this one sold.
Right.
That's part of the problem, right?
Yeah. So I went ahead and supported the black and gray. If the blue one gets made, the blue one gets made, and I'll get that one. So the black one. If not, I still like the black and gray.
What are your thoughts, Alan, on the whole variant? Like Dwayne was asking, on the whole variant process.
For me, when it comes to variants, I like the company to let everyone know up front we're going to have a gray and black, and we're going to have a gray and blue, so that I can plan my display. It's annoying as hell, and Prime One was really good at doing that. They would come out with their Hush and blue and gray, whatever it was, and then after everyone got them in hand, oh look, now we got a black version. So the black version that everybody wanted, now they're stuck with the blue. Then you see a rash of sales, people scrambling to try to get the black one, and I don't like that. That annoys the hell out of me. I will say we haven't discussed it, but I just want to put my 2 cents in. That new Catwoman looks amazing. That Chad put out. And I guess it's going to be a 6 scale and a quarter scale, and the quarter scale is from Sideshow, and the 6 scale is direct from them.
Correct.
I think that's my understanding on that. But I think that's like the best. That's the best Catwoman I've seen in a long time, and I think they're going to do a bunch of other rogues and heroes to go with that line.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting, and I hope they don't do a bunch of variants when it comes to that. But hopefully it'll be well thought out. Yeah, this one. Love this one.
Yeah. I think it's their portrait that they nailed. Her portrait's really nice.
It's beautiful.
And the suit too, like the shine. Like
yeah. And it's well photographed as well.
Yeah.
I mean, even the way they did the zipper, you can see every little piece of it. Really well done.
So Dwayne, hopefully that anyone else have anything in regards to the variants? The thing is, I think we talk a lot about variants and how I completely concur with Piggy and what Alan was saying, in the sense that variants are fine, but just let the people know right off the bat. Thing is, I think it's a problem with not just Tweeterhead, it's a lot of companies, the majority of the companies, honestly. But if they go in waves, with some releases, they do a great job, like Sideshow, with the 3 Hulks right off the bat, or the 4 Hulks right off the bat showing us, and then staggering the release. Great. But then they go and do the Batman and the Rex, for example. It's like a wave where some of them, they can follow kind of the proper guidelines, and then they just let it go. I don't know. Prime One, same thing. They just did that sonar suit Batman we discussed.
Oh, well,
but
that one feels. I don't know. That one feels a little different. I don't think every variant situation is the same, and I'm not saying that anyone is indicating that, but there are some things like with that suit, right, or with that release, when you have the original, it comes out and it looks just off from what was supposed to be delivered, and then it's like, well, don't worry. Like, it just felt so strategically asshole-ish, you know?
Yeah. Don't worry, you can buy another one.
Yeah, that's what it's like. We heard your complaints, and we're going to give.
Why do one when you can get 2 for twice the price? What is it? My favorite line from Contact. Why build one when you can do 2 at twice the price?
Yeah, and next year we're going to do a gold variant.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Prime One's like the worst one, by the way, because every time as soon as you said that, Alan, I was like, yeah, there's been like quite a few statues Prime One's done that with, mostly Batman's, by the way, but like a lot of statues they've done that with.
Yeah, and I do want to just
It'd be like a year later, and they'll be like, "Oh, here's another color."
add a specific to the context. When I'm talking about Tweeterhead as like a small company, like I mean, like they're most before this year, like the past few years, Queen Studios puts out almost double what Tweeterhead was putting out. Like Tweeterhead, their max, like it was like 14 statues they put up for pre-order,
right,
over the past few years. Like it is small. And I do feel as though when it comes to variants, just throughout this discussion, like I take the same stance, but depending on the company, the level of that stance shifts. I feel more strongly in that stance with Prime 1, specifically in what we were just talking about. And I feel less about it for Tweeterhead. And maybe a part of it is just, I feel bad for the small company. I want them to stay afloat. I want them to stay alive. I don't know.
But here's the thing with a small company. I'm going to go off the reservation just a little bit here because this has nothing to do with variants. But they're guildmen, right? These smaller companies, even the bigger ones, could, from a marketing standpoint, you want to make a line, and it wants to be more of like an original take line, right? Which are going to be harder to sell because nobody knows the IPs really, right? Isn't that the word everybody wants to use now? IP.
Yes.
It's not a known IP. Technically it is if you know old Universal monster characters and in the public domain,
right.
You know,
but you don't
books
name
from the
that
1800s and 1700s, but most people don't. The people they're trying, don't know all those characters. So it's like, okay, so we're going to create our own version of them. Why don't you come out with some artwork that shows us kind of your plan? Not what, like, it feels like you're designing it as you go. Design it as a package. Whether you make all those statues or not, if the sales aren't good enough to support it, that's fine. But pay an artist to at least design out an idea. It's called a concept stage. Conceptualize the line, just like they did for the Teenage Mutant. PCS gets a lot of shit, especially for me, has been for years. But at least, like, when they did this Turtles line that's been going on for 2 years now, they have like a concept sketch. They're like, all right, we're going to release all 4 of them, and here's what they look like. Basically, now could some stuff change in that from that concept? If they figure out Michelangelo's twirling nunchucks look stupid, they might change something. Yeah, possibly. But at least you knew they were really planning something, not just saying, hey, we're testing the waters with this piece, and if this piece does well, we'll go to the next thing. Like, if you'd have gave me a conceptualized Gilman, Dracula, your version of Frankenstein, a werewolf, and you'd put them in like at least just 4 of them. You don't need any more. That's it. Not Lady Frankenstein, not all this other stuff. Just give us the core, or a mummy or something.
The mummy.
I would have been like all on board. I'd have been like, hey, you might have got more sales on your Gilman because people know what's coming up after it. And if it matches what they want and you're going down the line that they like, these companies kind of shoot themselves in the foot, I think, sometimes with the way they market lines, because they want to do a line, they say they do, but then they don't give you anything to go by, so if you're buying into it, it'll match what you want to do. You know what I mean?
But I think with Tweeterhead, with that Universal line, what really messed them up was Sideshow's original line now. Right? Sideshow's wanted to do a Krampus. They did Tweeterhead had teased they wanted to do a Krampus. They're in quarter scale. I think the more attractive line is going to be Sideshow's original line, not only for the scale, but for what Sideshow has put it forward, and at the speed they're able to put it forward. Problem with Tweeterhead,
but I mean, even that doesn't make sense to me. Why Krampus? I mean, Krampus hasn't been a name that anybody knows outside of Germany or Switzerland or somewhere like that. But until recently.
I was gonna say recently,
until
so
the movie
capitalized on those
right.
movie fans.
That movie's like 5 years old plus or whatever. It's not like it's in the like people's minds in the back of their head right now. Like, I just love this character Krampus. There's a million people want Krampus.
No, that wasn't a massive hit either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why pick that character? Why not pick something that's a universally known character that if you do a really good job with it and do it right, your version of it, it should sell well enough for you to continue the line and do all of the figures versus I'm not saying this is the right way to do it. I'm just saying in my mind, if I was running that department, I'm sitting here going, okay, we want to make this line work. In order to make this line work, give it the best shot, being a small company, let's put a little more money into our conceptual design. We're not having to make these statues right now. We're not putting the money in. This is just like light R&D art work. Just do a sketch out of all of it. If you really want to, cut your costs, you don't have to do a full color render of everything or 3D ZBrush or whatever. just give us a nice, a nice
The thing is,
sketch of kind of what you're thinking of.
And at the same time, you're going to have to deliver because they gave us kind of the silhouette of Medusa, and I want to say, was it Wolfman?
Yeah, it was werewolf.
Yeah, it was like a
werewolf,
Wolfman or
right?
Medusa. Yeah.
So they gave us that kind of inside look, but they can't replicate the speed to get something out there. And the first thing people were saying is like, where are these pieces? I want to see Medusa finally. I don't know. It's tough.
I think it's on
For them,
hold. If you want to be honest, I think
well,
it's on
yeah.
hold. I think it's
with-
just sitting there not doing anything because Gilman didn't get enough sales for them to say, hey, let's pull the trigger on the rest of these.
I think with them, it's they kind of face this delivery issue, shipping issue, and that's really holding them back. I think once they can, and the customer service issue on their site, really, I think that affected a lot of people. I think once they can overcome that, hopefully they can hit the road running. Because if we tie it back to what Dwayne was saying in regards to variants, small company or not, I really just don't think you need to be doing the variants the way they are. That Masters of the Universe line was selling itself without the variants. So yeah, if you're putting out some variants and they're selling out on their site and so forth, yeah. But when I'm reading comments like, "Well, man, when they put out that disco version, or was the other version that Sideshow got," and people were saying, "Damn, I wish that this was released at the time of the other one because the collectors had purchased the original release, and now seeing these variants, they want the variant." It's like at that point, then the fear you're instilling in the collectors is don't pre-order right off the bat, wait for a variant. So it's a double-edged sword. And it's going to lead to communication. It's all going to come down to communication. It's very simple. It's very simple that they can put out a Skeletor and say, "Hey, here's our Skeletor." There's the potential with enough support to do a variant. Why not say that? Because it's going to affect because it's going to affect
the sale of the first one.
Of course.
And then that's the problem because they play this game of chicken with us, and it's them and it's other companies too. And the problem is exactly what you said. It's a double-edged sword. It will always be a double-edged sword. And every time they use that tactic to try to boost sales of a statue that they sold well, they piss off a lot of people. Now, what they hope is that the people who are pissed off are also the ones not buying them, so they don't care. They hope that the people who love the character are like, fuck it, I'll buy 2. I'll just go, I guess I'll buy 3 if I need to have all of them. And then they're like preying on you, man. That's not fair.
Yeah.
I just don't like that. If you're going to have variants, I think everybody would appreciate it if release 6 of the same. I don't care if it's 7 colors for Batman's costume, colors that don't even exist. I really don't care. But just tell everybody you want an orange and yellow bat. You want what is it? Inzura Batman colors to go with the regular Batman and the blue and the gray and the whatever other shit. Do it. But like tell everybody up front, guess what? Maybe you make the same sales or better off of all of them combined versus doing this thing where you're saying, hey, now that we did pretty good on the first one, let's see what we get. Because that's going to be what's called diminishing returns. Every time they do that, they're dipping back into a well that is a diminishing return every time. Because here we are, we talk about it. This community runs off of word of mouth.
Yeah.
And people just get tired of it. Everybody does. Nobody likes it. Nobody who collects likes it. None of us on this panel, I don't think, like it the way it's done. When it's done the way the Hulk release was done, it's fine because they're coming. And it's like, hey, you want a gray? Hey, you want a gray? When the gray comes out, get ready to pre-order. And Sideshow's done this perfectly. This release because look at how well these are selling, and they did not tell everybody they were coming out with a gray or a variant green or a red. They told everybody up front. It hasn't hurt their sales. They sold out at every single one so far.
Yeah, because you set the
every
expectation.
single one.
Snoke saying small companies should think twice about what they release. They should only release well-known characters first. Even the Motu line doesn't have a 5th scale He-Man yet.
Oh, that's wild.
If you want to, well, that's the bread and butter, right? You're going to get everybody to purchase around He-Man. So when He-Man drops, boom, it's a shoe-in.
Right. Oh, and for this line, it seems to be doing that, but it doesn't always happen that way.
The other thing is, you keep announcing the characters, but you got to actually start getting them in people's hands as well. Because, like my Beast Man from Masters of the Universe paid off forever and a day ago, and then it hit me like, what's going on? I hit them up July 3rd, and they said, oh, for sure, we've had this and that happening, but he'll be out before the end of the summer for sure. That's in like 10 more days. Nothing. Not in the newsletters. Nothing.
Oh, no communication whatsoever.
Yeah, nothing. I had to like stalk them to get, to even get that end of the summer response.
It's unfortunate because they're in a, they went through as a small company or whatever they're stating they are, what they went through with the shipping, and you see them putting a lot of the photos now. They're slowly trying to improve. You can kind of tell they're slowly trying to improve with the information to the collectors, showing the photos of the factories. Our shipping containers are picking this up. This is coming in. When the Two-Face was rolling out, the Batmans, I think it was the He-Man bust, one-to-one bust as well. That communication, trying to roll it out. It's just now there's a backlog that has to be unraveled. But we'll see. Like Alan was saying, that Catwoman, she is nice. That portrait's really good, and I think they have so much. They have a lot of potential with that third scale bust line, if done well. With Doomsday Doomsday came out, rolled out, Superman sold out, and Mr. Freeze looks great. I have confidence that if that Mr. Freeze is executed well with the glass dome and everything, that Batman will go too. So they have a lot of potential. Just be smart about it and be careful with the variants. I'm almost thinking that I really want companies to adopt the crowdfunding dynamic. Just try it out. It could work. How if we did crowdfunding variants? Okay, we could do it in this color. We're gonna need a deposit. If it fails, just like HasLab, if the project fails, you'll get your money back. But we need that. We need that deposit.
I've been in a few of them with Todd McFarlane and with HasLab, so
and it works. It works. They work. They work. Yeah, they work.
Yep.
Yeah,
it'd be cool to see
them finding success in that bus line. I think, when you have a smaller, you have any company, you put something out and it gains traction, and you put the next one out and that traction continues. It's easy to build momentum. It's hard to keep momentum. So when you put out that first bust, and it's like, oh yeah, people are talking about. We put out that second bust, and that has an impact on the sales of the first bust, and so on and so forth. That bust line, for better or for worse, that's what leads to, again, for better or worse, lines like the Myths and Monsters line that didn't sell well on that first order, even though people spoke highly of that Gill-Man. That's what leads to that being pushed to the back burner and probably gone, to be honest. I know they talked about Medusa coming out like summer next year. That line's dead at that point, right?
Yeah,
you don't even have Gill-Man in hand yet. It's been over a year since you've shown well over a year and months since you showed the concept art for Medusa and the Wolfman stuff. Like, that's dead. And I'm not surprised that Sideshow comes out with an original horror line. I'm not. And again, when you think about how Sideshow markets, to D-Rock's point, how they market, look at the sales they got on their original horror line,
for sure.
right? For sure. So
people that weren't even interested in that horror when Matt for that Succubus and that Vampire's Lust,
right?
Not only did they look great, it was perfectly marketed.
Right. So,
yeah. Okay. Anyone else have anything in regards to Tweeterhead? Dwayne, I hope that helped you answer your question. Anyone else have anything? Jerry, variant fan, thumbs up, thumbs down?
I think they're fine. Pretty much what everybody says. Like, they're fine when they're done, like Sideshow did with the Hulks. Show them all at once.
Yeah.
Because everything else just pisses people off.
Yeah. So we can agree it comes down to the marketing and the release as opposed to the actual variant. Yeah.
Well, Sure Cell doesn't seem to affect the sales if it's a character people want. So, if anything, it helped the sales for Sideshow, from what I can see. I mean, so why if their reasoning is like you said, they want to get people in on that first one, and then it's like if we release other ones, there won't be as many people buying the first one. I'm like, yeah, but what if over the course of all 4 versions of it, you sell the same or more? What does it matter? Why are you so dependent on the first one's number over everything else? Like, That seems crazy.
Well, follow
It
up.
just seems like there's no foresight. They're coming up with the line after the fact, is what I'm saying. The point I'm trying to make is a lot of these decisions are made months afterwards, and somebody just says, here's the numbers from last quarter. This is how this works. Somebody's in a room and it says, here's the numbers from last quarter. Oh, wow, this thing sold how many? We got to do another one of those. We got to dip in that well again. And then you get, well, what can we do? Oh, well, black Batman sells better than the blue. So if the blue did that good, we should do a black one. And there you get your Black Hush Superman. So it's like, that's why it takes a year. It's not like they go, well, let's wait a year and see what happens. I just don't feel like they plan that far ahead. I feel like somebody says, we did baller numbers on this. Let's do baller numbers. Let's see what we can get out of it. Let's dip into
It's like they're going off of the old school toy mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just like,
yep.
We're gonna keep doing variants later on to try to get people bought this.
Yep.
Let's switch up the colors. A year later, let's switch up the colors again.
Exactly.
It's the same thing movie companies are doing now, where everything's a sequel and everything's the same movie over again from the original movie with the same characters. And it's like, we got to get all the characters back because those are the only characters anybody knows. We're not going to come up with anything new. It's like, what are we like? We're just rehashing
cash cow dry.
Cash cow, milk it, and then what does that cost? The diminishing return is what you're going to get.
Yeah, it's not an old school strategy. It is still as present as ever, trying to repackage it so it doesn't come off so obvious, but it does across industries, across anything pop culture, from movie to
2.0s, everything,
all of it,
Hot
all
Toys
of
does
it.
it, everybody.
It is the safe, as annoying as it is. This is what is seen as the safest option. Let's take something that people already like, not take a risk on something original, something that we don't have sales data for. We're going to take something that's already has some sort of fan base, some sort of foundation for profit, and we're going to go that way.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, as far as statues, I think that's why customs are like blowing up right now, because that's where you get the risk and the characters and the options that you want, and not just 100 variants of the same character.
Well, and they're not scared to sell 50 either. It's like it's going to be 40 or 50. We'll
like edition size 30.
It's not like we're not like, hey, if we don't sell 300, we're just not going to do this ever.
I still can't get over that Ghost Rider piggy that we saw yesterday on Jarhead.
Oh man,
which one? Tiger J.
Tiger J.
So good.
Tiger J. That's so nice.
So good.
Yeah, I hope
it's on the list.
Robert isn't hearing
it's on the list.
Customs.
They did fantastic on that one. All right, we'll put it. Yeah, go ahead. No, don't. What are you apologizing for?
Looking at the Batman on Sideshow's website, it does say Black and Gray Edition.
Oh, it does. It does.
Of course, it does.
And they did that Blue and Gray on Tweeterhead a year ago for the Six Guild. It was an exclusive to Tweeterhead.
Yep.
So I'm thinking that we could see a Blue and Gray in a day, or it could be a couple months or a year.
A couple months,
or whatever's left over from not selling.
Left over, we're gonna paint that shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just an observation.
It'll be on the Christmas week special.
12 giveaways.
There you go.
Savages. All right, we had a topic in here. Again, Dwayne, thanks for dropping that in the Facebook group today. Hopefully that helps. And yeah, man, appreciate you. We had one today from Cypher. Topic: we talked about questionable statue company business practices. What about questionable practices from YouTubers that negatively impact the community? Dishonesty, promoting statues based on statue company donations rather than objective opinions, and not being upfront about it. You don't have to mention anyone, but I think it's important to be aware of. So what do you guys? Yeah, we don't necessarily have to mention anything, but as YouTubers, his question is, what about questionable practices from YouTubers that negatively impact the community? What are your thoughts on that?
I have two initial thoughts. First, wasn't Cypher the one pointing out the other day that we weren't being as positive, and he brings this up? That's number one.
Was it Cypher?
Was it?
No, I want to say
like
it was Stanley. I want to say maybe we will go back to the tape.
I
it
felt like it
Cypher?
was
Okay.
Cypher. I think I
My
don't know.
memory.
I don't know. But anyway,
It could be either way. That was a good.
he,
that was good.
he mentioned objective opinions, which is an oxymoron. You're not going to get objectivity in an opinion. Opinion is rooted in subjectivity. And so what I'd like to do is change that word from objective to honest. Honestly sharing your thoughts based on whatever your standards are, but you share your thoughts about this piece instead of sharing what you think the company wants you to say or are coached to say. And the thing is that, yeah, you can never truly know what someone's intentions are, but you can see, I think there's enough people on YouTube from people you've never heard of to the mainstays. You can see enough different styles that you can at least have a little clue into, wow, this feels really corporate the way this is being said, versus like how Bill reacted with the red booby girl. Like that was that felt honest, right? There was no, I have to say things to Sideshow will let me buy more statues, right? It was so and it's not about, because I see Snoke Dogg's comment, and they're right. It's not about making a decision based on a YouTuber's review. Now there are people who do that, but it's more about just having a different presentation of the statue, not just in pictures on a website. It's about seeing it under lighting that we might have in our own rooms. And sure, you don't have to base your decision, your purchase decision, on this person's opinion, but sometimes it is nice just to hear some thoughts being thrown around. You don't have to agree with them. I think the problem is that there is this perception that certain YouTubers' opinions are more valued, are more valid, are more sound, are more important than others. And regardless of whether they intend to influence or not, taking it back to a conversation about whether we are influencers or not, sometimes it's not necessarily about what we're motivated to do, but the fact that our content is out there and we know that people take this information in and may internalize it beyond just, it's just some other guy's opinion. It does matter how we present these things. And the most honest thing we can do is just present it honestly. Anything other than that is not just disingenuous, but it does leave a bit of a black spot on the community portion of this in terms of sharing and being able to have a fruitful discussion about these things, because then we position certain people in boxes of, well, those are the experts, and then we aren't, or they aren't. So I'm going to listen to their opinion so much more than these people. Every opinion, to me, you're all on the same level. It's all just an opinion. So just be honest with it.
Snoke said, anyone who makes decisions based on what a YouTuber says deserves to be fooled. One should think for themselves and collect only what they love. Cypher is the one that poked the bear. Sorry, Stanley. I didn't mean to. It was Cypher. Good memory.
I think the word you're looking for is ethics. There's some ethics at play with, once you're on camera on a channel that people can tune into, you are influencing more so than, say, a random person in their life that just mentions something, etc. Or you're influencing as much as an ad on TV. You're influencing as much as any other, because technically here's how it works. It's all marketing, because everybody takes it in and makes decisions based on stuff they see, whether it's genuine or disingenuous. You know what I mean? So it's going to happen whether you want it to or not, whether you intended it to. Once you put yourself on a camera and a bunch of people are watching you and listening to you, when they see that you have, you look at Alan and his background and you see he has all these amazing statues, you're going to assume he knows something about statues. You're going to assume he has a valid opinion on collecting. You're going to assume his taste is good. You're going to assume things about him in general, and you're just seeing a small portion of something. It's just one thing. It's one facet. It doesn't mean you should take everything everybody sells on YouTube as, the law. Also, ethically though, if you were getting statues and they're basically shipping to you just for you to review them, and you're getting them in droves because you have a deal with a company and they're sponsoring you, and this is how they're helping your channel grow or whatever, that's their sponsorship rather than paying you or whatever. Because some of this happens. I know I've heard some stuff, that it definitely happens. It's just like any other industry. People provide samples and people review them for the company. And of course, they're not going to trash the sample, because if they do that, guess what? They don't get another sample. That's how it works. You don't get free tickets to go watch movies as a movie YouTube reviewer, critic on YouTube. If you constantly say Disney movies suck, Disney's not going to keep sending you in the email free tickets. It just doesn't work. They're not going to give you the free food they give you when you go to the movie. They're not going to give you the booze or whatever else, free tickets for this and that they gave you when they brought you down. So ethically, you should say that up front. But a lot of YouTubers don't. They just act like they're their statues that they bought and it's in their collection. And then, you see them for a week and they're gone and you never see them again, or they probably never even took it out of the box and put it on a shelf. If they did, it was just for pictures for YouTube for the video, and then it's gone. I think that's unethical personally, but here's the thing. Anytime you've ever watched, and this is from a industry that I know a little more about than say the insider of YouTube and statue industry. Anytime you see somebody on television talking about a movie, if you see them on camera and the cameras are rolling, they're marketing that movie. It doesn't matter how genuine they seem. It doesn't matter what show they're on. If it's being televised, they have agents, publicists, and everybody else telling them what they can and can't ask, telling what they can and can't say about the movie, what they can and can't go into. And if they don't follow those rules because it doesn't help market the movie, that studio and that company will not let anybody else come on that show, which means they're going to lose their flow. Same thing with these statue reviews. You're going to lose your flow of statues coming in, which is going to make you look like you're not as much of a collector. You're not an elite collector because you're not getting hundreds of statues a year coming in for you to review for everybody and put up these awesome videos. And you don't want that to happen. So you're going to keep that flow. The same thing with like Jay Leno and these night shows and all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying. That's all marketing.
But
whether you intend it to be or not, it's marketing for the company.
I'll say my part.
Even when we do unboxings, whether it's positive or
enough.
negative marketing. In our instance, whether it's and I'm not even saying it has to be positive. It could be negative or positive influence. Because if you open a statue and it's broken stuff, that's not positive review for the statue. When we've had statues before on the show and they were broken pieces, and it was like, hopefully the company came through and did their thing, to fix it or whatever, and the customer service was good. But in the moment, it's like, oh, that's not good. That's not a good look.
Yeah, but that's
not a good look for the company.
Yeah, but that's
okay. That's okay. But if it was a statue that you didn't buy and they had sent you the sample, I guarantee you they had something in there that said, if it comes broke, contact us first. Do not run the video.
Yeah, we're seeing that now actually. In the community.
Yeah,
not,
and if you
on the statue
if you decided
side, but
to
on
run
another
it,
side.
yeah,
I'm
but if you do go run a video and it was broke, they're not going to want that out there. That's the genuineness they don't want out. They don't want there's any issue ever in shipping or in quality control or anything, obviously, because it's marketing. This goes back to my point.
I
just think ethically they just need to be upfront if they're given statues to review. That's all I'm saying.
I want to say
Just
something to that. I think that's good. Anyone else have any thoughts on? First of all, Buck, welcome, Buck. How's it going, brother? Cherries or tomatoes or what's going on? Cherry tomatoes.
I don't know. My roommate's mom brought these like tomatoes for us, and they're like grapes. I think they're like, I don't know what.
Are they sweet?
Yeah, and they
probably
pop
cherry
and
tomatoes.
it's like flavor in your mouth.
Probably cherry tomatoes.
Cherry tomatoes.
Awesome. So
They're
good.
good, man.
A little feta, a little olive oil.
No need for olive oil. No need to make it Italian, John.
What?
That's not
Greek,
that's Greek. I was gonna say that's much more Greek, especially with feta.
But
It ain't mozzarella.
John, are you?
I put a little. Listen, I'm Portuguese. I'm neither. But I.
He's choking on his cherry tomato.
He wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He wasn't expecting Portuguese to get thrown out there.
I put a little cherry tomato, a little olive oil, salt, pepper, feta, and the secret sauce. A little balsamic vinegar.
I'm about to say no one wants to know about your secret sauce.
No, not that.
We were gonna start wondering, is that really feta?
Well, Cypher, Buck, for, you weren't here. Topic he had mentioned was we talk about questionable statue company business practices. What about questionable practices from YouTubers that negatively impact the community? And again, we don't need to mention anybody, but just in general, how it affects the market, the community, and making decisions and so forth. And that I open it up to Buck and anyone else on the panel that wants us to cover this topic.
Can I jump in real quick while Buck's still enjoying his grape tomatoes?
Yes, sir. Gush.
Yeah, well,
ball gush in his mouth. Go ahead and say it, Piggy. It's ball gush in his mouth.
Yeah, what Vegas
no
said.
feta here, man.
No, so I agree with D-Rock that you should, like, if you're being sponsored and you're promoting these pieces, you should give a disclaimer, even if it's just like a 10-second flash that you know, we need to know that there could be some outside factors affecting your opinion. And I think if you would hold back your opinion just to constantly have this flow of statues, I understand some people do this full time for a living, so you have to have content and the statues coming in. But at the same time, nothing should be worth compromising like your integrity. You know what I mean? And being to the fact that you're being disingenuous, because you owe a service to the people that are supporting your channel and tuning in, to give them your unbiased opinion, or at least a disclaimer that you may be holding back, you know. But at the same time, not to take accountability off of the us as buyers as well. I don't care how much I love your channel and how much I respect your opinion. If you're reviewing something and I'm going to be spending $1,000 on it, I don't care if you say it's the best statue ever. I have to like it the same way I'm saying you should be unbiased from the companies. I have to be unbiased from allowing your opinion to weigh on me. I don't care how much I fanboy out over you as a like your opinion and your critiques on the statues. I may say, oh, I think you're the dopest collector and you have the best opinions, or those closest to mine. If you're showing me a statue and it's $1,000, I'm not going to be like, oh man, you know, Alan's got that statue, I got to get it. I had to be like, well, that's great. It's a nice statue. I hope Alan enjoys it, but I'm not dropping $1,000 on something I don't want. So I'm saying the accountability lies on the person putting that media out there saying, hey, this is great, or just holding back their full opinion. But there's also some accountability on the purchaser as well, because you should be forming your own opinion. Like, this is a big boy hobby, big person hobby. Like, you're dropping a lot of money on these statues. You better like what you're bringing home.
It could be big boned, okay? Don't take any.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm about to. I gotta put these Cheez-Its away, man. Damn.
Anyone else? I'll read Alex's. Virtual Devil is good. Reviews tons of statues and doesn't BS, but it's in French. Yeah. Canadian, right?
They should give a disclaimer. Like, I know it's a different industry, but like video games, when YouTubers do a review or whatever, they have to let you know the game was provided by this company. Take whatever with a grain of salt, and they're letting you know that they didn't pay for it.
Oh yeah,
so it should be the same with statues.
I like that idea.
Yeah. It's crazy you say that about video games, because like on the YouTube end they do it, but like the journalists, like the websites, the gaming news,
I never say
websites,
anything about it.
They don't say
they
like,
don't say nothing.
oh, this is a review copy that was provided, and there was like, you know, review embargo, all that stuff. They rarely say it. They tend to say, oh, the company didn't provide us with a review copy. And usually in that scenario, it means chances are the game either sucks, and the company doesn't want to give it to people that might criticize them, or it means like they have a bad relationship with the reviewer or something, maybe because that reviewer has criticized them in the past. That kind of stuff happens in gaming. For YouTube, statues, for most of the videos I watch, I'd say there's not much utility in terms of finding a critical voice for people that are receiving statues, because the majority of people are just buying statues that they like, and they're not actually receiving stuff. Then the people that are receiving stuff, you'll tend to notice maybe they're always almost reviewing something, or like they're getting stuff frequently in, or brain fart. Forget it. Move on to someone else.
Wow, asparagus?
Sorry,
I said asparagus or broccoli or something. Brain
I
fart.
lost my train of thought.
That's okay. It happened. Hey, bro, we're just hanging out. It happens. Who cares?
All right.
It's like we're. Yes, sir, Alan. If you
I
think
got-
of it
I got
again,
two
boss,
cents.
let us know.
2 cents on the subject. When I watch reviews, I expect a more honest review from someone that purchased the statue, unboxed it, and is giving a review. That's going to be a fairly honest review. If it's a YouTuber that has received a statue from a company, and hey, they sent me this to open up and take a look at and let everybody know, and 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to trust that review, because they're constantly getting pieces from whatever company it happens to be, and I think someone in the panel already mentioned this. And if they put out a bad review, they're never going to get another statue from that company to open up and put a review out. So they tend to be more positive, and I take those reviews with a grain of salt. And I like I said, I think that people that have actually purchased it, it's going in their collection, they open it up, they look at it, and they say, wow, they really screwed up this paint job, or the sculpt here is really half-assed, or this is really well done. This company did a great job. The paint looks great, this looks great, so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be more inclined to believe that person than, like I say, than someone that any company would send it to them to unbox it and take a look at. I don't trust them.
Okay. Anyone else? Bill? Any thoughts on the matter? No pressure. You did fantastic today, by the way. That's how it should be done. The look on your face, I'm clipping it. It's amazing.
He's enjoying it. He's enjoying his new statue.
100%. That's what it's about. This topic is always like walking on eggshells. We can talk about this till you're blue in the face. And the thing where I find it affects more people are the newer collectors coming into the hobby, because they don't know. They don't understand it until they start watching other shows. There's a little bit of mention of it. I think the transparency there in regards to whether it's a sponsored item or you're getting it for free, sure, that should be mentioned most definitely. But I think it really comes down to the viewer, and it's not only reviews. I think we're getting caught. When this question's asked, it goes straight to someone receiving product. I think there's a lot of disingenuous opinions given. I wouldn't call it an opinion at that point. Just disingenuous thoughts being given, even on a show that's providing news on a product. Not just, it doesn't have to be a review. You see a lot of it. So when it really comes down to it, you can talk about this kind of stuff till you're blue in the face. It's you as a viewer are the one that controls it. If you're watching the YouTuber who's putting out the content that you feel is disingenuous, then you're feeding into it. You don't have to worry if Tom, Dick, or Harry is watching, but you yourself, if you're watching, you're supporting the content. It's important to make it vocal, the opinion, but there's a lot of stuff. You may watch. I'll tell you this: there's a lot that you watch as a viewer on a YouTube show, and you think, "Oh wow," you'll think one, but when the cameras get shut off, it is completely different. So, there's a lot of disingenuous people on YouTube, and it's unfortunate to say, but with time, everything comes out, and you can see when a YouTuber starts his journey or her journey, what their goals are, and how those goals change with increase in popularity, increase in numbers and exposure, opportunities. How YouTubers take an opportunity and how they react to that. That's how you can tell someone's honesty and where they are on this YouTube. But you as a viewer have to make the decision as to, is that content that I want to support? Is this person's views align with mine? And even if they don't, it's always good to hear alternating opinions. But is what this person's saying on camera, when they shut off the camera, are they changing their actual thoughts and who they are when the camera's off? Is that being carried over? That's how I look at it personally. YouTube can be a very dangerous place.
I like to also look at it from I don't immediately assume malice, if that's or like malintent with reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe people are just trying to ingratiate themselves with the companies. I don't immediately assume that. Certain personalities where it just feels like they're not necessarily the kind to just say negative things about statues. And then you can kind of see that too if you go back maybe before they got certain opportunities. You just see they're the kind of person that's just like super excited about everything. Or it's like you see those kind of YouTubers in a general sense, not even about statues, where they're just like all about positivity. Maybe like hyper positive, and that's their thing. Everyone wants to like. This is a space where we only talk about good things, and
that,
like the
and that
thing
could
is,
be good
as a utility, like that's not like useful necessarily if you're looking for someone that will be critical of like
course,
products, right?
Yeah.
So it's not useful to you. But I would say in that regard, it's up to you to like just realize, oh, this person's not going to give me that kind of information, right? So the way I look at YouTube, the way I like consume content, and at this point, I'll only look at videos of stuff maybe I'm interested in buying when I'm looking at specific like commentators or like influencers. I would look at them with the intent of just looking at a high resolution video showing a product where I can like look at it in 4K, because maybe Sideshow doesn't upload their videos in 4K, but surprisingly this YouTuber does.
Yeah.
Right. So I can see it from different angles in a place without like very specific studio lighting, meant to show it in like the best possible light. It's just like, how is this gonna look in someone's room, right?
Yeah.
And so I can see that on the person's YouTube channel. That's the way I look at these people. The stuff that they say about the statue is almost to an extent pointless in helping me formulate my opinion. I just want to get a different view, and sometimes they point out an observation, right? Something I didn't notice, that's useful too, right? But as far as it's great, it's awesome, it's great, not necessarily something that will be useful for me and determine whether I should buy. And I think for the most part, like everyone kind of knows if they're gonna buy something, and they're just trying to ramp themselves up to the point where they push the push it, like the add to cart button, and it's what then you then go to those YouTubers for, or people reviewing stuff for, would be like so they can point out issues with a product that you haven't noticed. I think that's what I would find useful with them.
That's the thing. And that's but Buck, that's the whole point of YouTube and unboxing this stuff, is to be critical, so that Buck didn't Buck wants to buy the statue. He didn't notice this, but watching Bill's unboxing or whoever's unboxing picked up on it. The worst is when you know a piece has a flaw. It's known that the piece has a flaw, and it's not mentioned on the review. But like I said, it's going to come down to the purchaser. It's going to be the person who is taking in the content to make that decision. And if you're someone, you can have somebody who, you know, your day's rough, your week's rough. You don't want to deal with a channel that digs into the more controversial discussions and issues, and you may just want to have that, you know, that positive conversation, and that's fine. But the most important thing here is nobody should, I don't think people should, I don't know, judge is not the word, but put down another YouTuber or someone on social media or whatever because of the way they conduct themselves, the way they put their media forward. If that's how they want to put their media forward, let them. But just don't feed into it if it's not the way, if it's not the content that you appreciate and that you value. Just don't feed into it, right? That's how I look at it. And the way I took this question and how YouTubers can affect the community negatively, and I tell you this straight from the heart, it's not just through reviews. It's through the way people conduct themselves both on screen and off screen. I'll leave it at that. I think that affects it even more than reviews. Reviews are reviews. You'll turn on you could go watch a review of a movie, or IGN or whatever comes out with a review, Rotten Tomatoes. At the end of the day, it's like, okay, sure, they gave it the rating, but you still go watch the movie to check it out and give your own opinion. With these statues, I find when I watch a review, it's more to see the piece, because some of these reviewers, although their review may not be top notch, the way they're recording the review in the 4K or the so forth, the way the camera work and the lighting allows me to see it in a different light, and that's what helps me make the decision, or just to get my eyes on it before having it in hand. The other thing is, if you're a company, how much better does it look if you're going to someone who critiques the piece? You have someone who's sitting there and saying, yeah, this piece needs this work, this work, this work. And the viewers know that this person critiques the piece. Yeah, not all of them are going to be bangers and on point. But when you produce a statue where that reviewer says, wow, this is a piece that, you know, well done, well executed, well painted, I think that holds so much more value there than someone who just says, oh my God, this is fantastic, over and over again on every piece that they receive. Yeah,
I'll tell you that from the company's perspective.
Yeah, they don't see it like I know they don't.
Yeah, it's like think about the very positive effect, like, and this is to say that the videos from like people with a large enough audience or with a large enough influence, right, can have like a massive effect on like a statue, on like its sales. I feel like Gemin's video on Ghost Rider, like it's like, I think I just the buzz that came up on Facebook once that video went up, like look, the way that ignited I would say, I just felt like the statue in general, the people weren't coming forward and going, wow, I really love this. But when that video came out, and it was kind of like just made it clear, made it feel like okay for some people to go, wow, okay, this is actually pretty cool. I might have missed out on something. I need to pick this up. And everyone on Facebook that did have it, they were kind of like proud. Oh man, that video really showed like the doubters or whatever. Like it looks awesome. It's amazing or whatever. And my point with bringing that up is to say that from the company's perspective, a video like that can really do good. So like I imagine the opposite is also true. A negative video can also so that's probably why they wouldn't want to just like be willingly cooperate with someone who they think will say something negative about their product.
And I think his video was fair. I think his video, and what made people really go for it was what we were discussing was the quality that it was filmed in. It wasn't by any means a professional video. in the sense that like it wasn't seamless, it wasn't edited, it was just like an unboxing. And he shared his opinion in regards to when the light up feature was off. So I think that could be a good example as to the way the video was filmed in that clear resolution and the camera quality and so forth. When they saw that light up feature, that really showed it off well, better than what Sideshow did at their con. You know what I'm saying? So I think that helps. It's how it's shot too. Okay, cool. Cypher, appreciate that. Anybody else, or we can put the pin in it here.
Yeah, I just want to follow up with what you were saying about like people behind the scenes,
Yes,
and I
sir.
just want to put it out there. I just want to put it out there for everybody. I just want Bill to stop flashing everybody after the show. That's it. That would be
That
would be really
have a
cool.
big impact.
I thought it was
agree.
Alan that was doing that. It's Bill.
Well,
Okay.
I didn't want to throw both of them under the bus on the same show, but Alan too.
Alan gets seniority, so if he's gonna, if someone wants to flash between Bill and Alan, Alan gets the win. So Bill really has to hold back a little bit.
Well, let's not hold back.
Before we go, I wanted to say rest in peace also to John Cassaday, the comic book artist. He did like Desperados, Astonishing X-Men.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, he died today. He was only 52 years old.
Wow. We weren't going to go yet, Piggy, but if you need to go, you're.
Nope, I'm hanging out.
Okay, just one quick. I wanted to touch. R.I.P. You said Cassidy.
Yeah, Cassaday. Yeah, I dropped you a link in the
I'll
chat.
have a look. Yeah, I didn't. I'll have a look. It was, yeah, rough Monday today. Rough Monday. I want to just put the bow tie on the show with what Vega put together here. He put this one together a couple weeks ago, about a week or so ago. First round, the scavenger hunt. Absolutely love this idea, Vega. This is pretty cool. So you just put this together. It's a statue scavenger hunt. So go in through your collection, and you put in 3 options, 3 prerequisites there to go into your collection and find what you're asking for within your collection. Last week's was an underrated base, a swap out you love and didn't expect to, and then a close up of a human or human-like portrait. So some of the people that contributed to it, appreciate you guys. I'll pull it up here. So Terry's base was this is the Prime 1. What's this Batman called now? It's slipping my mind, and we always talk about it. Oh my gosh.
Grim Knight.
Grim Knight, that's it, yeah. Underrated base was the Grim Knight. Good looking piece. Oh, we're gonna have to put this on a slide for next week. Let's see what his other ones are, because swap out head, I hate it, but love in person. The Devastator swap out head. Heck yeah. Oh, he's loving this piece.
I was gonna say
He's loving this.
He's loving so much about that statue.
And then his third one is the human portrait, is the Cenobite, with the female version.
Yeah. Hell Priestess or something like that.
Hell Priestess is there?
I don't know.
Okay.
Trash IP.
Wow.
Terry knows I had to say it.
Is that the new acupuncture? Is the way they do it there?
Horror Boys War.
Headache? Vega, yours was the Mystique base for Sideshow, right? Okay, cool.
Love it.
I love that little ripple effect there.
It's Sideshows. I mean, it's Juggernaut's fist. It's Juggernaut's
Oh, is
fist.
it? Oh, it is. Yeah, you can see it now. That you said it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little small.
That's cool.
It's not quite
small,
big
but
enough, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. And your number 2 was the swap out. This is the bloody knife?
No, it's the mask.
It's the mask. Okay.
Yeah, the silver shiny. It's from one of the Stab movies.
Okay. This is PCS.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Some love there. And your third is the. I want to say this is Sideshow Gambit.
It is Sideshow Gambit.
It's a nice portrait, man.
It's a beautiful,
underrated portrait. Yeah,
so good.
Yeah,
That is a pretty dope portrait.
Awesome. Who else do we have here? Okay, mine was for base the Prime 1 Huntress. I like this base. The
I don't feel like anyone ever
looking-
talks about this.
It's one of Prime 1's more favorable pieces, in my opinion. Her face is beautiful. Well, very well done. And this base is fairly large, and just the intricacies in the sculpt are really nice.
Is that supposed to be something to the character down there, like what's sculpted in?
This is more like a. To me, it's like I look at it like the top of not like a cathedral. That cathedral vibe.
Okay.
Especially with these here on the corner, the spiked. I don't know. That's how I think.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the top of a building.
Yeah, I
sort of
got
thing.
you.
Yeah. Just the intricacies in the base stand out nicely.
Kind of has an Azrael vibe.
That's what I was
Azrael?
thinking.
Okay.
That's what it looked like to me.
Well, with the cross and stuff.
Accessory, I went with the. It's more of an exclusive piece, but the Prime 1 Scarface. This little bugger.
I've never saw that.
And you just have that separate, right?
I just have it separate because it came with a different statue. Yeah,
that's right.
It was an exclusive.
That is really neat.
Yeah, I have it on the Croc statue, so he's just chilling there. Thought that was really cool.
I mean, you're probably, that's the representation. I think you'd be hard to come by otherwise.
Yeah, for now at least, for sure. And then
Of course.
portrait-wise, I went with Slan.
Of course.
Just really, really well done.
She's hot.
I didn't even know you had this piece, John.
Piggy.
Yeah, we did a live unboxing, but that's fine, Piggy.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
No, even after that, Piggy, there have been so many comments about how it was still on the kitchen counter for week after week. After week, and his kid had to eat his.
You know why? Those
staring
are
at
Fridays.
crests.
I'm never online on Fridays. I miss all of
Fridays. He's not wrong.
enough.
There was a suspicious piece of feta on her shoulder.
Wow. How dare you?
Oh, no.
Don't eat salad next to Slan, John.
You hate to hear it. I really appreciate that, Vega. Hopefully, this gets the ball rolling and more people will participate. For next week, you already set one up. And it's crazy because I was actually going to message you to say, hey, we should do another one, and you already did it. So, Scavenger Hunt number 2 will be post pictures from your collection following the prompts below. Something that is graded, a weapon, and your statue with the lowest edition size. That one was going to be tough to find.
Yeah, very tough.
Better math it.
That'll be tough to find.
Can it be a bus?
John's going to be like this, swimming through all his statues.
The box, it's like, no, I'm not lifting grabs.
You're gonna have to move Oswaldo.
Pull something up. Oswaldo, yeah. I don't know what it could be. Probably some of the older Sideshow stuff. I have to look at the boxes, but I love it. But guys, yeah, I think we'll put a pin in it here. This was a cool show. Kind of the vibe I want to go for is, pick up the topics from the chat and the group and just kick back, relax on Mondays. No pressure. And some great conversations. Again, Bill, huge congrats to you on the pickup, man. Glad everything worked out.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Vega, nice to see you stop by. See you Friday as well as Bill. Alan, we'll see you on Friday with Godlike.
Yep.
9 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. D-Rock, hopefully you get some rest and are well energized. We'll see you Friday.
Yes, sir.
And you too, Jerry. We missed you, man. Don't skip. You can't skip. I don't care what happens, man. You pull over and you do it in the car. 3 hours in the car. That's how it works.
Right.
Piggy, it's always great to see you on a Monday and hang out on Tuesday as well. And of course, check out Piggy on his channel, Piggy's Picks. And Buck, great to see you, brother.
It's Oswaldo now.
Oswaldo, wow! No, don't you dare do that! Don't you dare do that. That's a sin. Cypher in the group, as well as Dwayne in the Facebook. Thank you guys for the topics tonight. great conversation points. Everyone who hung out live and who's watching the replay, I really appreciate you guys. Keep the eyes on the channel. That auction video is coming up this week. I'm going to do a video as well. I'm going to kind of bring some of my pre-recorded stuff back. I think it needs to happen. So we will just keep an eye on the channel. Hit that notification bell so you get the notifications. We'll put the pin in it here. Again, some of the tragic news today. But keep these guys in your hearts, and the memories will live on. We will see you later this week. Stay safe, be happy, and always remember to collect responsibly, guys. We will see you soon.
Peace.
Peace out.